Gospel, Luke 11:15-26. When Jesus had driven out a demon, some of the crowd said, "By the power of Beelzebul, the prince of demons, he drives out demons." Others, to test him, asked him for a sign from heaven. But he knew their thoughts and said to them, "Every kingdom divided against itself will be laid waste, and a house divided against itself will fall. And if Satan is divided against himself, how will his kingdom stand? For you say that it is by Beelzebul that I drive out demons. If I then drive out demons by Beelzebul, by whom do your own people drive them out? Therefore they will be your judges. But if it is by the finger of God that I drive out demons, then the kingdom of God has come upon you. When a strong man fully armed guards his palace, his possessions are safe. But when one stronger than he attacks and overcomes him, he takes away the armor on which he relied and distributes the spoils. Whoever is not with me is against me, and whoever does not gather with me scatters. When an unclean spirit goes out of someone, it roams through arid regions searching for rest. But finding none, it says, "I shall return to my home from which I came." But upon returning, it finds it swept clean and put in order. Then it goes and brings back 7 other spirits more wicked than itself, who move in and dwell there, and the last condition of that person is worse than the first. In today's gospel, we see Jesus confronted by accusation and demand. He has cast out a demon, but some claim he does so by the power of Beelzebul, Satan. Others demand a sign from heaven as proof. In that moment, Jesus doesn't shrink back. He speaks with clarity. A divided kingdom falls. A divided house cannot stand. If Satan is pitted against himself, his reign crumbles. Jesus is showing that his power is not neutral or ambiguous. It aligns him irrevocably against evil. The crowd's reactions show 2 temptations: to explain away God's work through demonic suspicion, or to demand spectacle rather than faith. Jesus refuses both. He insists that his authority is by God's finger, and by that his kingdom has come among them. When Jesus speaks of the strong man fully armed guarding his palace, he paints a vivid picture. Evil sets guards, fortresses, strategies. But the one stronger comes, overcomes, disarms, then gives out the spoils. This is a powerful metaphor for what Christ does in us. He enters, breaks the grip of darkness, liberates what has been captured. When we accept him, we are not passive victims but reclaimed territory. However, the passage also warns, the spiritual realm is real and active. We are involved in a cosmic conflict, not detached observers. Our own hearts can become divided, compromised, uncertain. Will we side with him or drift away? Jesus then gives a sobering caution. Whoever is not with me is against me. Whoever does not gather with me scatters. There is no middle ground. To reject him or to be neutral is to reject his mission. We are called to choose. And the final verses are haunting. An unclean spirit expelled wanders in arid places seeking rest. When it finds none, it returns. And finding the house swept and set in order, it brings 7 worse spirits, and the last state is worse than the first. This is not to stir fear for its own sake, but to warn us how critical ongoing conversion is. A life emptied of evil but left unfilled is vulnerable to relapse. So today I call you. Will you align yourself wholly with Christ's kingdom? Will you refuse the temptation to explain away his power or demand only signs? Will you trust him to disarm what holds you captive? Fear, addiction, bitterness, pride? Let his presence be your refuge, not a half-measured commitment. Guard your house, your heart, your mind, your soul, by allowing Christ to dwell, not merely drive out evil. Do not settle for swept but empty. Let him fill what is vacated with his spirit. And when you sense that darkness knocking back, cling to the one stronger. Choose side, remain steadfast, and walk in the peace of the kingdom that has broken in.